All right, let's get this show on the road and talk about the market. We'll look at the weekly, the daily, look at my trade, and the intraday charts. Here on the weekly chart for the S&P 500, something interesting. Now, today's Thursday, so we got one more day to go for the closeout of the week. But let's take a look at the highs from this point way back here, which was whatever this was. This was the week of October 30th, 2023. Okay, so we're starting back there. Let's look at the highs in subsequent weeks. How many weeks was the next week's high lower than the previous week? Let's check. Okay, so far, no. Okay, we'll put a dot for okay, starting from there. Okay, that's high's higher than that one. This high's higher than that one. That high's higher. This one's higher than that one. What's this one? This high was 1375, and here it was 07. So we know this is still higher, barely, but it was. Okay, that one's higher than that one, obviously, higher than that one, higher than that one. This one was not, so we won't put a dot next to it, right? Okay, this one clearly is higher. That one's higher than the previous, higher, higher, higher. Even though this one's red, it's still higher and higher. Okay, let's count all the dots up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 weeks out of 17. So 16 out of 17, that's an ugly looking 16. 16 out of 17 weeks, the high of the week was higher than the previous week's high. Okay, why am I talking about that? That's a big deal because look what's going on right here. Now tomorrow, this, like I said, we still got one more day to go tomorrow. This high is obvious. It's all-time high, 51235. 51.25. What's this one right here? This is 51.1450 or and a half. So if tomorrow doesn't break above this, that would be unusual, correct? That would be highly unusual for this candlestick, okay? If it finishes with a lower high than that high, that's a message, okay? It ain't much of a message, but it's a message. And we take that into account. Who am I talking about? Me and my little mouse in my pocket, that's who. All right, so just keep that in mind that tomorrow is a big day. Once again, here we go with a Friday being a big day tomorrow. I have my opinion about tomorrow's, as a matter of fact. So for members, which, by the way, when we get to the daily chart, I'll talk about what I said to the members, okay, last night, and I forecasted today. But in any case, tomorrow's a big day because if the high is lower than the previous week's high, that's only going to be the second time out of, let's see, I think we counted up to there 6, so it'll be 17. Tomorrow will be the 17th week. I'm sorry, it'll be the 18th week. This may turn that into an 8. Okay. And if that happens, it'll be 16 out of 18. Right? It'll be the only second time it's happened. If tomorrow gets above the all-time high, then of course we have 17 out of 18. Okay. So we'll see what tomorrow is. Tomorrow's a big deal. Okay. So obviously have divergence going on here. Sad face guy kind of frowning at us. Okay, we've got March 31st and June 16th for the cycle lows. I think they're still in play here. These dates are fine for now. And we, like I said before, they may change. Okay, let's look at what happened with my trade. Okay, here's mine. $2,475, big day. I actually traded, if you look over here, you'll notice I'm trading this symbol. This is the E-mini, but for the June contracts. Because March expires in 2 weeks, and I don't like holding contracts, trading contracts that close to expiration in case I have to take an intraday trade and make it into a swing trade, which, you know, rarely ever happens. I hope it doesn't happen. But in case it does happen, I don't want to be bumping up against expiration. So I'm already trading the June contracts. So here we are, 2475, really huge day on this contract. But unfortunately on the March, I traded the March contracts as well. Had some losses on there. Negatory, that was bad. Negatory. So I was negative on March, pretty negative, really bad. I had, when we get to the daily chart, I'll talk about I had a great entry, but just overtraded like a bonehead. But then when I switched to the June contracts, things went really good. And you can see what that happened. That was pository. Like that, negatory, pository. So the net for the total day, minus all commissions, was about $775. About that. Okay, could have been a lot better. But you know what, guys and gals? I'm not complaining. I'll take the 775, move on to the next day. Okay? Because I've been struggling a little bit with a little too bearish biased, right? A little too short biased. So on days where you have a green day like today, I'm trying to get my it together so I can, really be super versatile in both directions. I'm still struggling a little bit with long side trades, but I managed to turn around 775, happy camper. Okay, I know this is really great. How did I get to that point? But hey, that's life. We move on. My lessons learned today was don't overtrade. We're going to talk about that in the daily chart. Okay, obviously my goals are to turn this 3 into a 4 so that I can keep reducing my risk, smaller range, the same or bigger profits per day, right? All right, let's move on to the daily chart. Okay, so here we are on the daily chart. You can see this decent size green candlestick, 54.5. Futures are still trading here. They could, they're just kind of Peter patterned, chopping a little bit sideways. I don't think we're gonna get too much more action here between now and 4 o'clock. So 54.5, green day. I told the members last night in email that I said today was a little unclear, but there was a slight bias towards upward price action, something like this. Well, there you go. I've called almost every one of these days. Every single one of these days right here. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 out of these 5 days, I'm pretty sure I got accurate. How you like them apples? I wish I could say it was, that's 80% 4 to 5, by the way. I wish I could say it was 80% accurate, all the time. I'd be lying if I said I was. And I'm not going to do that. Try to keep things straight and honest on this channel. But yeah, it's been pretty good. And even going all the way back and all this, I had a lot of great days forecasting the next day, okay? So that's cool. If you want to know about my opinion about tomorrow, because I do have an opinion about what I think tomorrow's going to be, join, become a member, stick around to the very end of the video, and I'll tell you how to do that, okay? So anyway, I did call today. It was an up day, a slight bias towards going upward. There you go. I had at least 1 or 2 members today tell me, more or less thanks for providing the info about my opinion about where the market was headed. I think they benefited from that. I know at least 1 or 2 members benefited from that big run up this morning. Okay. All right. Nothing's really changed here. We haven't surpassed all-time highs yet this, in the following days, these last 4 days versus this one back here. I think that was Friday. See, it's a Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. That was last Friday, obviously, right there. So we haven't surpassed last Friday's all-time high. Could still happen tomorrow because tomorrow's going to be in here. Okay, but we'll have to wait to see how that goes. This thing's giving me a hard time here. As I said, if you want to know my opinion about tomorrow specifically, become a member. Okay, here are the supports: 50, 50, 12, 49, 70, 49, 36, and you can see the rest of them here, right? I think, as I mentioned yesterday, from the all-time high, I could see 300 to 400 point decline happening once we get into whatever it happens from somewhere over here, March 12th, all the way out into May, right? Anywhere in this area, we could get this big decline coming in. All right. It just depends. It could hit here. It could hit on this one. It could hit on this one. It could hit right there. I guess, yeah, there's a May 1st and there's a little something. I think this is May 7th, or what is this out here? 14th. It's the 7th. Okay. So it can happen anywhere in here. All right. When it does, I think 300 to 400 points. So why am I mentioning that? Because I think this 4808 and this 4746, one of these is probably going to happen. All right. If this all-time high if from this all-time high is what I mean. Okay. All right. Let's look at the intraday charts. I want to talk about that because it's a very interesting day today. All right. So here we are on the 15-minute chart. Really nice. Of course, overnight, there was a pretty big decline here. It marched up, and then big, huge dive bomb. Okay. And we had this trigger on the Get Us Plus indicator got triggered at 2:15 a.m. Boy, what a trigger. Look at this bad boy. Track, and bam, to the moon. To the moon. I mean, it was just kind of slowly making its way up here. That was a good 5 points right there. Then a drop off, which is very typical to get this drop off 6 a.m. to like pre-market 6 a.m.-ish. Sometimes it'll be 7, whatever. All the way down into 7:30. This is very typical to see this decline right in this area before the market opens up. Happens a lot. Okay, so you can play that some days. Yeah. All right. Now, to me, this was the trade of the day right here, this guy. Okay, and we'll talk about this run up here in a little bit. But I saw this purple candlestick and this GITTIS Plus indicator pop up here. And I got in like right here, right in this area, 15, 30, 45. And I just overtraded like a total maniac in this area right up here. Oh my gosh. I'm getting better, guys. It's going to take a little while. We're going to get this. But anyway, overtraded because I had a sense today was going to be an up day. And I didn't know how much up was going to be because I thought it could go to the moon and break all-time highs. So I was a little nervous up in here. Okay, but I overtraded in this area right here. But my timing was excellent. The GITTIS Plus indicator once again nailed it. Because I was patient. I didn't trade like right there. I waited till like somewhere like in this candlestick or this one. And then I had to wait 15, 30, 45 minutes. But by then a lot of damage was done. And I lost some money from jumping in and out of trades like a bonehead. And then I made a lot of money back right here because I traded short up there, obviously, because this is telling me to trade short. All right. I made a lot of the money back, but I still quite wasn't at break even. I did a scalp over here, and then I think I lost a little bit of it back somewhere over here in the middle of the night, like a cheesehead. But anyways, and then I made some money back. Made a lot of money back, gave a little bit more back up in here. Okay, I got my it together, calmed down. I switched over to the June contracts, and then the pattern was the same on the June contracts. It broke way below here, and I had a feeling it was going to do that, and it did. It broke below the this. Forget these simple moving averages; they're not correct right now on this 15-minute chart. But it was somewhere like right around here was the 24-hour SMA. Okay. And I took advantage of that, and made enough bank to make my day a positive day. That's what happened with me. But this was my trouble area right here. Just got a little weird. If I hadn't overtraded and just took the single position up here and relaxed, oh my gosh, I would have been like. Anyways, this is what we do when we trade, right? We just keep learning, keep pressing on. So that's a great trade right there coming down into this. This was massive. Okay. So let's go switch back over to the 5-minute chart. We'll talk about this run up right here. Okay, so here's the 5-minute chart, and this is kind of where, I took a trade up in here as I was talking about. We're talking about the trades of the day here. So this indicator actually played nice once it rolled over. Chop, 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 and all the way down to here, okay? But let's talk about this trade right here. This was a really nice one. This is on the 5-minute chart here at 10:40 a.m., okay? You got the GITTIS Plus indicator. You get the purple candlestick. This is what I was talking about here. It broke below. This should really be green. Let me just turn this to green. And usually I have this as green, okay? I'm just looking at a different chart right now. It's got a lot going on here. Yeah, so it broke below the 20. This is the 24-hour, this 24-hour SMA here, simple moving average. This green line. It broke below it. I think I had a limit order there. Somewhere just right around this area. And it closed my position, really super nice. A little while after, we get a GITTIS Plus indicator. It goes green right here. And it's off to the races, guys, all the way up to there. Super nice. Look at this. Look at this indicator. I was done trading. I knew I was up almost $800, and I was like, that's it, man. That's it. I'm good. I don't care what the rest of the day does. Because I learned my lessons for the last couple of weeks to just, go for your goals, get them done, and get out of there. All right. So, this for anybody else that was still trading, this was super nice. Look at this massive run up. I mean, you're looking at 50, 80, all the way up to almost 51, almost 20 points. I'd say you probably get about 16, 17 points out of this massive run up. It might be a couple times where you had to jump out and jump back in, but yeah, super nice. Wow, just absolutely amazing. So this signal and this signal on the GITTIS Plus indicators, this one was a little bit of a testy one. Whenever I see this kind of stuff going on the 5-minute chart, I also like to look at the 15-minute chart and wait for it, because the 15-minute chart was more up in this area when it signaled. So I didn't really react to this signal here on the 5-minute chart because I knew it's still some room to go. And I knew that because of the 15-minute chart. That's why you have to look at multiple time frames, okay? And then, so those two to me were just the awesome trades of the day for intraday. And then right here at 255, look at this, guys. A range of nearly 19 points, 1875. This big candlestick right there, look at that. 1875, right at 255, just before, this happened like in the last minute of the day. Huge. Somebody and or funds or whatever, probably BlackRock. BlackRock does this nonsense. Look at the huge volume spike. All right, BlackRock probably came in here. Who doesn't matter who, what, where, but obviously a whole lot of position was was closed right there, right? A lot of contracts were closed. But bam. And I'm just glad I wasn't trading because you have to deal with this nonsense that happens a lot like this. I already did my trading. So that was pretty much your 4 o'clock cycle low because there was a 4 o'clock cycle low that was forecasted. And it all happened in 5 minutes at 255, a little early. That's okay. All right, if you want to become a member, that's great. Glad you stuck around to the end of the video. There is a link in the description right below this YouTube video. It's going to say have discord.com in the link. Make sure you read the instructions very carefully. Once you've done that, click on the Discord link, come here. It's going to bring you to get a server. Click on server shop. It's going to bring you to this page right here, guys. $7.99 a month? Guys, I mean, you know, this is I don't want to say chump change, but this is coin, right? This is small money. I've been saying invest in yourself. I really believe that. You know, I don't make guarantees that you're going to make a ton of money because it has a lot to do with your account size, your maturity, and a lot of other things come into play. But I do believe if you take your time and you're patient, maybe pay for 3 months. Okay. Was this $25 approximately? Okay. Spend a little money on yourself. I mean, we're talking small change. If it doesn't work out, okay, you didn't break the bank. It's $25, right? Spend a little money on yourself, invest in yourself, use the service, okay? Don't be in a hurry to be profitable. Ask me about the new member video. When you join, just ask me in the chat section. Just put in the member. You can put it in this channel right here, okay? Or the SP 500 channel. Just say, hey, Gittes, can you give me the new members video? What's the link? And I'll give it to you, okay? When you join, you get the streaming charts down here, which we looked at 2 of them today, the 5-minute and the 15-minute. There's also a 1-hour streaming chart. So after you join, just click on this channel. You're going to get the streaming charts down here, okay? That includes the Gittes Plus indicator, as well as the cycles on the 1-hour chart, excuse me, which have been really nice lately. They've been pretty good. I've been using a combination of both the Gittes Plus indicator and the cycle lows to help, you know, plan my trades, okay? Whenever that Gittes Plus indicator does trigger on the charts, on the streaming charts, it sends an alert over to this channel. So even if you're not watching the streams, which you should be, but even if you're not, you can still get the alerts here by just right-clicking on this channel and turn notifications on, okay? Also, there's alerts for these channels right here. Okay, streaming charts for the S&P 500 and alerts. These are just alerts, okay? But you can get alerts for gold, crude oil, top 30 stocks for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, and there's some daily alerts in there as well. At the end of each day, Monday through Thursday, I put symbols in here, premium symbols. There could be future symbols in there. There could be optionable stocks in there. Okay, there's some nice symbols that go in there. You might want to take a look at them. Okay, occasionally I trade currency futures. If I do, I'll put something in there. This channel's where I post the video links for each day, Monday through Thursday. And also I notify the members when the emails go out. So you can go into this channel. It's a read-only channel for everybody else. I'm the only one that can actually edit anything in this channel. But you can go in there and watch the daily video in there. You don't have to watch it on YouTube if you don't want. You can watch it right here in the Discord server if that's what you prefer to do. Okay, nightly email. You want to get the nightly emails. Put your email address in here, okay? And then every night I send out a nightly email that includes the S&P 500 chart, the daily chart. That has the daily cycles on it, which is really nice. And it has, for right now, it has the supports on there that I think the market could pull back to. Coming up here in March, April, or May, somewhere in there, okay? Okay, solar activity, yep, I follow that. It has a lot of bearing on what goes on in the world as well as the market. Fixed income, occasionally I trade corporate bonds. If I do, that'll go in there. And this is where we do most of our chatting in these 2 channels right here. All right, so everything here in this big old rectangle, this is what you get for the $8 a month, okay? You're getting the streaming charts, you're getting the premium symbols, you're getting the nightly emails. All right, I mean, seriously, $8? It's crazy, all right? It's super cheap, all right? Look, guys, gals, the truth is I make most of my money trading. I don't make a lot of money off the membership. The membership is kind of small. Maybe one day it's going to grow into a huge business. I hope it does. But I don't make most of my money off the membership, right? I make most of my money trading. So I keep it this way because guess what? I used to be a really small retail trader. I know what it's like to be that. Okay, I kind of like helping the little guy, the underdog, if you will. That's why I'm only charging $8. All right, I could charge 50 and probably get people to join because the membership is really good. The value that for this service is very good service. I mean, you're seeing the video. You see what I'm doing there, right? Okay, the rules. Let's talk about the rules. You got to follow the rules because if you don't follow the rules, I might kick you or I might ban you. So there's the rules in here are be nice to everybody else, be respectful. Don't post any dirty stuff or nasty stuff on the server. If you do, like I said, I'm going to warn you. If you keep doing it, you're going to get kicked. If you keep making it even worse than that, I'm going to ban you, okay? That's going to be your own fault, so don't do that. And there's also the refund rules, okay? And also in here is the disclaimer that I do not give financial advice. Everything in this video, everything on this server, no matter who's posting it, me or anybody else, is strictly for educational purposes only, okay? All right, I think that pretty much covers it. Happy trading, everybody. God bless everybody. Talk to you all real soon again next time.